today. From SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, it's Week 11 of the NFL on EA Sports.
We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Green Bay Packers and the Los Angeles Rams. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They'll be led out by the first Wyoming quarterback to go in the first round, standing 6'5". It's Josh Allen.
I loved our discussion this week. You know, we had our weekly phone call to talk about our game coming up, and we had to reflect on the fact that he won the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award last week, yet his team lost. You don't see that very often.
No, I know a lot of people dislike that, but when you look at the numbers across the conference from last week, he was clearly the best. So I say the award goes to him, and it did.
Yeah, I agree with you totally. He was so good, they just couldn't ignore it. And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room.
Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Chase Young, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. A situation they'll certainly want to avoid going forward. An early second and long they're facing. First carry for DeAndre Swift. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. Defense. So that'll change things a bit. 15 yards added on. Going to put him on the other side of midfield.
And add on a shake of the head defensively because he got caught where his hand wasn't supposed to be, and that cost him 15 yards.
Allen's throw is complete, and he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And he'll slice his way down to the 30 with a pickup of 7. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Schultz. A gain of 6 there on first.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. From the 17, Allen. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. On the give, this is Hubbard. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Ed Oliver, that time, the one to get in there and bring him down. McPherson's kick is good. And the Rams have the first points here. It's 3-0. No touchdown there, but if that first drive is any indication, looks like they're going to have a pretty good day passing the football.
I would say confidence would have to be pretty high after that first drive, able to throw it almost at will. You're exactly right. They didn't get the touchdown, but 3 points serves as a nice notice about how this offense is going to move.
On first down, it's Butler, and he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now a handoff here to his running back, and he powers his way up past the 30. 4 yards on the pickup there, as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a first.
All right, Charles, we've spoken about this offense plenty, how great they've been all year. 9-0 now, into the back half of the season. Super Bowl favorites, without a doubt. I think everyone agrees on that. What do you think is the thing that most stands between them and a perfect season?
I think it's themselves. I think it's their team, how they approach things, how they conduct themselves during the week, practicing, getting ready, and then going out and playing. Can't take your foot off the gas pedal at this stage. Doesn't matter if it's a weak team you're playing or not. Look, when I talked with one of the best golfers of all time, he told me he never played against the field. He just played against himself and his own standards.
They'll run on first down. Kidd, and he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Coming up on 2nd and 7.
They'll try the left side. Kidd. Room here to run. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A big play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Packers have taken the lead.
Well, earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that makes it a 7-3 lead. A drive that time of 6 plays. And a long run there in the end to top it off.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
So the Rams coming back onto the field, their 2nd drive of the game.
And, Charles, you look at these two teams, and these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got two division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. On play action, Allen. Allen hit. He lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
On 1st down, Butler. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
This is why a lot of play callers love play action in this spot. You just want to freeze the linebackers just for a second. Then you got a chance to get a quick pass into your tight end right behind them for a touchdown.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll...
Come out to the 25-yard line. And the Rams getting set to go now. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up.
They'll start on the ground with Swift.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6.
Now Allen.
They'll find Swift out of the backfield.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. And that'll bring up a 3rd down. Here's Allen.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Taken in at the 22. Going to be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field.
And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
On 2nd down now, Kidd.
And this will be a Packers 1st down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now a give right side. Kidd. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now.
Well, the guys who are paid to make the tackles deserve some kudos there, but I think they deserve even bigger ones because in that situation, they had to be thinking pass. Loosened up defense, going to pass coverage. Instead, maybe they surprised them a little bit running the ball, yet they rallied to it and stopped them well short of a 1st down.
Man open, that's Anthony Schwartz.
And touchdown, Packers.
Anthony Schwartz.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Packers add on to their lead. That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
Here's Bass now for the extra point.
And it's 21-3. So that lines up a 7-play drive all told. And the result, a Green Bay score.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The football going back to the Rams now. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
On the handoff, this is Swift. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Allen off the play fake. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, it's looking like another 3 and out here, and at some point, got to be able to put together a drive to keep your defense from having to go right back out on the field. I feel like things are starting to unravel a little bit, and we're not even at halftime.
And we'll see what he can do on the return.
A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. Justin Herbert leading this unit out for their next possession.
And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence. Does a great deal for your team. Gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first-half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
On 2nd down, it's Butler. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
And that's why you see a lot of teams that like to play 4-3 defense, especially against teams that run the ball really well, because you count on your defensive front, the tackles and the ends, to eat up the blocking in the offensive line and keep that guy in the middle clean so he can roam to the football and make a tackle. In this case, he introduced himself and said, "Hello, my name is Mike."
Here we go on 4th down. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. And to give this time to the tailback.
And he'll wind up picking up about 4 as that is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Play action. It's Herbert. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And the route is on here in this first half.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. L.A. set to take over again on offense.
And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked so well, and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And that's caught one more time by Boyd.
A good gain on first, has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
From midfield, here's Allen. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
So much about defending the pass is being able to be right there at the moment the ball gets to the receiver, and he was right in his hip pocket, helping force that incompletion.
Allen to throw once more. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first two quarters. Let's get this to the locker room.
He finds his man, complete. That's Rhodes. And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Packers. A great play there. 82 yards.
And the Packers are able to add on to their first half lead. Bass on for the extra point.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
Now the Rams about to go on offense one final time in this first half. And we'll see how they want to play this. Just a little over 20 seconds to go.
A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10. Now Allen. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Ed Oliver able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. So we've come to halftime here with a bit. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Well, the Packers ready to go to start quarter number 3.
The last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? Who? You and me, trying to get to the airport. The roads will be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. And they're going to speed things up here. They'll keep it on the ground. Butler, and he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Justin Herbert looking to pass.
This one complete to Jalen Waddle.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory.
96 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
They'll keep it on the ground. Kidd. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game. Herbert on third down now. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And he is going to have a Packers first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
On first down, Justin Herbert.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 27-yard line. Herbert.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Herbert throwing again.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
So back-to-back incompletions. Third down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. On fourth down, they'll try and run for it. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. Fourth down conversions this drive now 3 for 3.
I'd love to get a look at his play chart right now because he obviously has confidence in everything he has written down in terms of short yardage and going for it on fourth down.
Herbert on first down now. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. His 10th touchdown of the season, second of the game.
And the Packers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return.
Now the attention turns back to the Rams offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been any. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
It's taken to the 26. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And now the Packers get set to go. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just given him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
And now they're just looking to add to that total. Back to throw here, Herbert. He's going to let this one go deep. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
They find some open field here. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big play there on the catch and run.
Just more of the same there, partner. Guys have just been running free in the secondary this entire game. No pass rush, a lot of passes completed. Been an easy day for them.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
Again, Herbert. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Ronald Darby. Thought he had the pick. Flag comes in for PI, so cancel it out.
Interference. Oh, a killer for them. Thought they had a nice play. Instead, they'll be marginal of yardage against them.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Packers take advantage of the short field and finish it off with a quick touchdown. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Allen now looks to throw. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Ed Oliver able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Here's Allen to throw it. He'll air this one out for Boyd. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10.
Justin Herbert leading this unit out for their next possession.
And nobody in the stadium feels better than he does right now. Just a slew of touchdown passes. He's been spectacular.
And you and I both know this is a team game, one of the best team games that's out there. But right now, I've forgotten what the scoreboard even says. Just watching what he's doing.
It's been fun.
That's been mesmerizing and a whole lot of fun to watch.
He's hoping to keep it going here in the 3rd quarter. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
120 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
After what they've faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
To throw again on 2nd down. Herbert. And this is caught. It's Brown. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Here's Herbert. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
On 2nd down now. It's Butler, and he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Packers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that will extend this big lead. That time a 6-play drive. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Looking sideline, incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
The Rams on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
That's complete to Justin Jefferson.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
Throwing on first down is Allen. Over the middle, complete. It's Schultz. And he's brought down.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Packer pressure, and down he goes. Montez Sweat able to record his 5th sack of the season. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Another try after the first down sack. Allen. And he finds his target. It's Schultz. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
The Rams on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 10. Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Montez Sweat in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Here comes the Rams punter now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Another drive coming up for this Packers offense. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game is certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. Throw left side, going to be caught by Butler. And he is going to have a Packers first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5. They'll run on first down. It's Butler. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. You need your wide receivers as blockers. Sometimes they get a hold.
The big runs are often a result of what they do on the perimeter. In this case, got caught holding, and this one will come back.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. Will go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make this a 2nd down. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen to Jefferson on the slant. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Now Allen again. Allen hit. He lost the football. But it looked like a Rams player was able to get his hands on it, yes. So they will hold on to the football indeed. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this.
They're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. Picked off by J.C. Horn.
And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. The 20.
Who wants some?
And into the end zone. It's a pick six and a Packer touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. L.A. readies for its next possession.
And following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Allen going to throw. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Ed Oliver able to record his 5th sack of the season.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
Here comes the Rams punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Take it at the 37. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. So possession goes over here on the punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here.
And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4.
On 1st down, Kidd. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
With the late lead, Herbert's going to throw it. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. 54 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground. Butler. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Out of the gun, Herbert.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Herbert, open man, Butler complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Oh, CD, there didn't seem to be much resistance there down near the goal line.
Yeah, partner, from what I saw there, not a real good job of matching up defensively, because to me, they looked like they were just in their base 3-4 package. You need bigger bodies in there in a goal line type situation. The 3-4, fine between the 20s, but not down here when you're guarding your end zone.
An extra point by Bass, up and good.
And the lead will swell by 1 more.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And now this is intercepted. My goodness.
Picked off by J.C. Horn. And the Packers come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Packers, they keep on rolling 10-0 now to start the year. And they will head home next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for L.A., it's a loss that'll drop them back to 500 through 10 games. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at MetLife Stadium with the New York Jets. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew,